she never made no, but she good at it. She make a nigga feel good when I look at it. I keep
That too close, you gon' fuck around and drown. Off this way, doing all these shows. I been on the road, I don't care where I go, long as I keep.
Hey guys, so today I didn't end up going to school. That's because I woke up late this morning, really late, like 9. School starts at I think 8:30. No, it's like 7:30. Yeah, 7:30. Okay. So that's why I'm not at school. And yesterday I did end up vlogging at school, but I didn't want to post it because a lot was going on and it was just not right. So I'll like insert some clips of me recording throughout the day in this video, but this video is gonna be basically a story time. This is a story time. Stay tuned for my story. The story is about, basically, I was threatened. Like, I was really threatened. Well, I wasn't really threatened, but like a girl was supposedly gonna fight me. Let's just say that. Okay, so I wasn't at school this day where we had talked about it, but the day before, which was on a Wednesday, we have this thing called Bronco time, and it's basically like where we have a time out the day to like do homework or go study for a different class or anything like that, or we can just sit in like our commons, which is like a lunchroom or whatnot. So I sat in the lunchroom this day, but these girls, well, there was this girl, we're gonna call her Z. She was really cool. We've been cool for a long time. We've never had drama ever, like ever, but for some reason my best friend, we're just gonna call her Didi. My best friend Didi, she had came up to me and she was like, oh, they feel like I act better. Well, not me, but her. Like, I'm talking like I was to be her. Didi was saying like they feel like I'm better than everybody now because I hang out with, me, or she hangs out with me. I was like, in my opinion, I'm like, how can I make somebody feel better about everybody? Better than everybody else? Like, that doesn't make sense. I can't make somebody feel that way unless they just feel that way themselves. So then, okay, so on this Wednesday, the girl Z and her friends were like sitting down at a table, but Didi had came up to me and she was like, they want you to come here. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, why do we need to talk? So basically I went over there and I was just like, what's up? Like, what's going on? And Z goes, well, that is not what I said to you. That is not what I said, and all of this and that. And I'm like, okay, and like at this point I'm like, it's like a he said she said stuff, like, type of thing. And I'm cool with them now. It's just that, like, I just chose this story, I don't know why, but she was just saying, like, she was just basically saying she didn't say it. And I was like, okay, so one of y'all had to say it then, because it's not just nobody said this, because Didi's not gonna come back to me and be like and then lie about it and then come to you about it and then you say that you said you didn't say it. Like, it makes no sense. And so then like, it kind of, when we were talking, it kind of got more what's that word? It was more aggression in my words, and then she started getting aggressive. She stood up and we were just arguing about the silly stuff, and like, then we brought up a whole different situation, which was weird, because that girl wasn't really even in this. It was just stupid. Well, I did. And then after that point, my cousins, okay, so after she said that, I was like, wait a minute, you don't be saying that. Oh, so I had put my phone down and everything like that, and my backpack was already off. But my cousin came, like, I have cousins in my school, so if you didn't know, now you know. But but my older cousin, he's a junior, he came and like got me. He was like, not today, it's okay, you don't have to do this, that. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I was just so mad because why? Like, why do you sit down and enjoy talking about other people? It just doesn't make sense. And so finally, by the end of that day, we found out who it was that said it, and it was actually this girl named, we're gonna call her Ashley. This girl named Ashley, and which was one of Z's friends. And I was like, what? And she was like, and I had just had my first fight. So like everybody saw it. It was like everywhere and stuff like that. And well, the girl Ashley was like, slid up on my story, and she was like, oh my god, such a good fight, you did so good, like I messed with you heavy and all this other stuff. I was like, okay, cool. And then she was telling her friends like, oh, her fight wasn't nothing, and and just saying stuff basically. I'm like, girl, what? Like, why would you congratulate me on my fight and then be like, that stuff was butt cheeks and booty butt cheeks? And I'm like, whatever. And so then after that, I'm just like, what are you doing? You don't even make sense. And so then I end up talking to the girl that night, and I was just like, well, the next night, because I ended up not going to school that next day. So I talked to her the next night, and I was just like, basically I was saying like, yo, you know, like, this don't add up. You just, like, you sitting here, you're arguing with everybody on social media about what happened, and I think y'all should just calm down. And I'm just like, and then they were like, oh, we're just gonna talk this out. And I was like, if we're gonna talk this out, we don't want anybody touching each other, anybody in each other's face or anything like that, because then it gets carried away, and then that's face-to-face action, okay? So then I was just like, we gotta be calm, chill, and we just gotta talk this out. And she's like, you don't tell me what to do. I'm like, calm down, bring down here, because I don't need that. You don't need to be talking to me like that, because it's not that big of a deal. So anyways, she's going at it, and I'm going at it with her too, because I'm like, just calm down. Like, bro, you're doing all this extra for what? Like, even though you said all this stuff, I'm still here being cordial, and I'm still being calm with you and talking to you at the same time. But she's just like, nah, 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 nah. And I was done with it. And she was at that point, I was just like, just don't get in anybody's face and don't touch anybody. And she was like, you can't tell me what to do. And even if you could tell me what to do, I'd still do it, and I'd be in your face, and you'll get beat up. And I was like, me? Beat up? Are you crazy? I was like, are you crazy? Like, and this is still the girl Ashley. So I was like, are you crazy, bro? And she was like, and I was like, all right, bet. So we went to school next day, which was Friday. Remember, keep in mind that she was the one that was like, oh, your fight wasn't nothing. Oh, this, that, and you feel like you're better than everybody. And I'm like, you must think that I actually feel that I'm better than everybody, but I don't feel that way at all. Like, positive vibes over here. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, Friday hits, and I'm just like waiting on this girl, cause she's like, oh, I'm fight you. I'm just like sitting here waiting every hour. I see her, and I finally see her, and she didn't say nothing to me or anything like that. And I wasn't gonna approach you because I'm not approaching anybody. I'm not finna start nothing with you. you could come, like you said, you could come over here and talk to me, but I'm not talking to you. I'm not gonna start anything. You're irrelevant to me, for real. But I'm sitting here waiting because I wonder if she's really gonna do something. But then I have fifth hour hits. I get called up to the principal office. I'm like, what am I getting called down there for? Like, I ain't been down there. I get called up to the principal office. She's not there yet. Keep that in mind. But the principal's talking to me, and he's just like, so my bad. Well, he's like, what's going on with you and Ashley? And I'm just like, I told him everything that happened, and I was just like, I really don't have no beef with this girl. We can't communicate how I want to communicate. It's just not gonna work. And he was like, well, do you want to call her down? And I'm like, go ahead, call her down. And he's like, can you stay calm with her being here? I was like, yeah, I can stay calm with her being here as a person. And he was like, okay. And so he called her down, and we chose to talk alone, and he was like outside the door. So Ashley goes like, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? I said, you go first. You go ahead and go first. And she's like, I don't want to fight you, da, 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 da. And I was like, okay, but you said that you did want to fight me. Now I'm confused. And she was like, I changed my mind. And I was like, okay, so why would you say that congratulations on my fight? And then be like, that fight wasn't even nothing. And she was like, I changed my mind about that too. I was like, girl, I'm done. I'm done with you. So yeah, and then pretty much I called my mom up. I told her, I was like, oh, girl was scared. And like, you had to have been scared. I'm sorry. What was going through your mind? Like, I'm sorry, like, that's just what I think. And like, you were scared. Like, you called me up to the principal, like, you basically called me up to the principal office, but you weren't talking about no principal when we were talking on freaking Snapchat. You was talking about throwing hands. How? Yeah. So then, after that, the rest of the day went on, and then she's like, she texted Dee Dee, and she apologized to Dee Dee, and then Dee Dee was like, Ashley was like, I want to be your friend again. I want to be cool and cordial. I said, no, that ain't happening. Like, sorry I'm holding on lip gloss, but my lips feel chapped. Like a heck of chapped. Like, it ain't happening, sis. You could have, when you was talking all that, no. We could have stayed friends, but no, that's your fault. You should have just never said anything. You should have kept your mouth shut. And that's the story. I don't know. It kind of seemed like it was kind of like boring, but not boring to me. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I decided to put for today. Bye.
1, 2, 3, 4. We're at lunch right now, as you can tell, but I mean, you obviously can't tell, but we're eating. Go ahead, show Snapchat. I'll put it in the description.
Like back chic and slay. Do this all the time. This ain't no surprise. Every other night another movie get made. Drip too hard, don't stand too